Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ashna and today we are here to discuss one of the important subjects, that is your financial institutions and markets. So we are straight gonna go to the unit 1 and I'll give you a quick tour of what's exactly in the store. So forget everything you know about finance being just numbers, your Excel, your spreadsheets, etc. Because this unit is all about the ecosystem, the entire landscape where money moves, where money grows and changes the hands. Now look at the syllabus. We are gonna talk about the financial institutions. I'm sure जब आप ये word सुनते हो financial institutions, you'll definitely get the banks in as a picture in your head, right? But there are also the unsung heroes like your insurance company, your mutual funds, and we are definitely gonna discuss about them. So we'll also cover about the financial instruments. They are the tools of the trade like your stocks, your bonds, and we'll learn how they actually work and why they are so powerful. ठीक है. Then we will also look at the different players in the market, from your depository institutions like your local bank to the non-depository ones, and we'll see how they actually compete in the fierce marketplace and how the competition leads to the innovation. So we will also overview the Indian financial system and discuss the big reforms that have shaped our market, and by the end of this unit you will be able to figure out a lot of things that are actually taking place into the ecosystem. So are you ready? Let's get started. So ma'am, ये finance actually में है क्या? See, if you go to different websites, if you go to different author, if you take different books, you will get differing definitions of finance. ठीक है. So let's say if we take the definition from Investopedia, then finance is basically described as the flow of money and how the people, how the government and the companies actually make, save, invest, borrow and spend it. ठीक है. लेकिन if I talk about in a very layman language, then finance is just a fancy word for managing your money. It is the study of how the companies, how the people, how the government get it and spend it. ठीक है. सो ऐसे ही थोड़े थोड़े क्रूशियल कॉन्सेप्ट्स को हम समझेंगे एंड देन वील बिल्ड अप आवर फाउंडेशन फॉर द फर्दर यूनिट्स दैट वी विल कवर अप नेक्स्ट इन द अपकमिंग वीडियोज़ for this subject. ठीक है. अब we will focus on another concept which is your real versus financial asset. Now see, everything you own is basically an asset, but it is further divided into two categories. पहला आ जाता है तुम्हारा real asset, that is the things you can touch, you can see, you can feel. For example, a piece of land, a factory or a gold bar. These are all real assets. They get their value from their physical properties. They only appear on the asset side of a balance sheet. इतना तो हम सबको पता है. ठीक है. Now on the other hand, your financial assets are slightly different. They are not physical objects, but they are a legal claim on an underlying real asset. For example, तुम्हारा stock certificate है. It is just a piece of paper, but उसकी जो value है, it comes from the claim that gives you on a company's earning. Now, how does it differ? A financial asset is basically an asset for one person but a liability for another. अब फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपने उस कंपनी के शेयर्स खरीदे हैं तो आपके लिए वो एक एसेट है क्योंकि उसकी वैल्यू बढ़ सकती है, लेकिन कंपनी के लिए एक लायबिलिटी है क्योंकि यू हैव अ क्लेम ऑन दैट एसेट, राइट? So that's the difference between your real and financial asset. But where does all this action happen? In a market. You know a market, it is a place where buyers and sellers happen to meet. ठीक है. अब जैसे अगर आपको सब्ज़ी लेनी है तो आप मंडी में जाते हो, अगर आपको कपड़े लेने हैं तो आप मार्केट में जाते हो. सो फिनेंशियल मार्केट इज़ एग्जैक्टली द सेम, बट इंस्टेड ऑफ बाइंग क्लोथ्स, इंस्टेड ऑफ बाइंग वेजिटेबल्स, वी आर बाइंग एंड सेलिंग financial instruments like your stocks and bonds. Now these markets are super important because they let the companies and the government raise massive amount of money for their respective projects. अच्छा, financial institutions तो ठीक है, लेकिन what about the players? See, the financial markets usually have two main players into the system. Your retail investors and your institutional investors. Your retail investors are people like you and me. We invest our own money, usually in smaller amount, for meeting our personal goals like early retirement or any other XYZ reason. But is our investment gonna affect the whole market? Not really. Why? Because हमारे जो investments है, they are much smaller in size and they are actually gonna risk only you as an individual to the amount of money you have invested, because you can't lose more than you have put in. whereas your institutional investors are the heavy hitters because they are the organization. They invest massive amount of money because it's not their own, it's other people's money. For example, तुम्हारे म्यूचुअल फंड्स, पेंशन फंड एंड योर इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज, ये बड़े बड़े फंड्स होते हैं जो हज़ारों और लाखों लोगों के पैसे को इकट्ठा करते हैं एंड देन दे मैनेज. बिकॉज ऑफ देयर शीर साइज, देयर ट्रेड्स कैन एक्चुअली मूव द एंटायर मार्केट. नाउ वी मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, दैट इज़ योर फ्लो ऑफ मनी. See, money in the economy is not static. It's always flowing from one end to the another. Now because of this, we have further two categories, which is your saving surplus unit and your saving deficit unit. Now, saving surplus unit, yani, these are those individuals or businesses that have more money than they need it right now. And your saving deficit units are basically the ones who need the money. For example, there is a company that wants to build a new factory and it needs money for that, and or there is government who needs money for funding their new project. So who bridges the gap between these two units, the surplus and the deficit unit? Of course, the financial institutions, your banks, your mutual fund, insurance company, etc. They act as the essential middleman. ये इंस्टीट्यूशन सरप्लस यूनिट से पैसा इकट्ठा करते हैं एंड देन उसे डेफिसिट यूनिट्स को दे देते हैं. सो दे मेक द एंटायर प्रोसेस सीम मोर एफिशिएंट एंड सिक्योर फॉर एवरीवन. अच्छा, म्यूचुअल फंड से याद आया, ये डिपॉजिटरी इंस्टीट्यूशंस होते हैं या नॉन डिपॉजिटरी? ये समझने के लिए वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई हाउ द इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर क्लासिफाइड. सो योर डिपॉजिटरी इंस्टीट्यूशंस एंड नॉन डिपॉजिटरी इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर बेसिकली द टू कैटेगरीज अंडर विच योर फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर कैटेगराइज्ड. Your depository institutions are the ones you are most familiar with. ये वो बैंक्स हैं जहाँ हम अपना पैसा जमा करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल SBI, ICICI, HDFC, Axis Bank, etc. Now they are legally allowed to accept the deposits from the क्या बोल रही हूँ मैं? They are legally allowed to accept deposits from the public and are heavily regulated. Whereas your non-depository institutions, they do not accept deposits from the public. They provide wide range of other financial services. For example, your mutual funds, pension funds, insurance company, hedge funds, venture capitalists, etc. ये सब भी पैसे लेते हैं और देते हैं, but not in the form of a deposit account. They specialize in different areas accordingly. So till now we have talked about the building blocks of finance. Now we are going to dive into different marketplaces where all these actions take place. Let's get back to our previous example. कि अगर आपको सब्ज़ी लेनी है तो आप मंडी जाओगे, अगर आपको क्लोथ्स परचेज करने हैं तो आप क्लोथ हाउस जाओगे, अगर आपको जूते लेने हैं तो आप फुटवेयर स्टोर जाओगे, राइट? सिमिलरली द फाइनेंशियल वर्ल्ड हैज़ डिफरेंट मार्केट्स. नाउ बेस्ड अपॉन द टाइम होराइजन ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट बीइंग ट्रेडेड, firstly we have the money market. Now this is where the short term instruments are being traded. They are typically for a maturity of less than a year, and the purpose is basically to provide quick temporary funds for the businesses or the government to manage their projects. For example, your treasury bills. In India, the T-bills are issued by the RBI on behalf of the Indian government. Now, they are typically categorized into 3 tenures. Your task is to mention in the comment section the 3 tenures into which the T-bills can be issued. ठीक है. Now let's move ahead. So there are other instruments as well in the money market, like your commercial paper, bill of exchange, etc. So this market is all about liquidity and safety. Then we have the capital market. Now this is for the long game. It's where long term instruments are exchanged. They are typically for a maturity of more than a year. This market is like an engine for the long term growth, and it is where the companies raise the money for bigger and major projects. यहाँ पे जो instruments होंगे, they would be like your bonds, debentures, stocks and derivatives. Now when I talk about the life cycle of a security, so let's start from the very beginning, that every security has a life cycle that starts in one market and then it continues in the another. ठीक है. द प्राइमरी मार्केट इज़ अ न्यू इशू मार्केट. अब जब भी कोई कंपनी फर्स्ट टाइम कोई शेयर या बॉन्ड इशू करती है, then it happens in the primary market. Now this is where the issuing company directly gets the money from the investors. But the secondary market is the after issue market. This is where the already issued instruments are being bought and sold among the investors. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जब आप NSE या BSE पर कोई शेयर खरीदते हो या बेचते हो तो वो सेकेंडरी मार्केट में होता है. द मनी फ्रॉम दिस ट्रांजैक्शन गोज टू दी अदर इन्वेस्टर बट नॉट द कंपनी. तो इधर पे ना अभी क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है कि हाउ आर द सेकेंडरी मार्केट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द कंपनीज व्हेन दे डोंट इवन गेट द मनी फ्रॉम देयर. तो इसका आंसर बहुत सिंपल है एंड दैट इज प्राइस डिस्कवरी. सी द कॉन्स्टेंट बाइंग एंड सेलिंग डिटरमाइंस द रियल वैल्यू ऑफ द कंपनीज शेयर. तो अगर शेयर का प्राइस हाई है तो कंपनी ये समझती है कि लोग उनके बिजनेस को पसंद कर रहे हैं. सो दैट व्हेन दे इशू द शेयर्स अगेन दे कैन रेज मोर मनी बाय इशूइंग लोअर शेयर्स. ठीक है. अब कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट हो और बॉन्ड्स एंड डिबेंचर्स का नाम नहीं सुना, ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता. इनकी सिमिलैरिटी इतनी होती है कि दे आर डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स एंड इनका डिफरेंस मेजरली ये है कि बॉन्ड्स आर योर सिक्योर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ डेट, यानी दे आर बैक्ड अप बाय कोलैटरल सिक्योरिटी. If the issuer defaults, then the bondholder have a legal claim on the pledged assets. इससे क्या होता है कि जो तुम्हारे बॉन्ड्स हैं दे कैरी लेस रिस्क एंड दैट इज़ द रीज़न दे ऑल्सो कैरी लोअर रिटर्न्स. बट अगर तुम्हारे डिबेंचर्स की बात करें देन दे आर एन अनसिक्योर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ डेट. ये किसी भी कोलैटरल से बैक्ड अप नहीं होते हैं एंड द सिक्योरिटी इज़ एंटायरली बेस्ड अपॉन द कंपनीज रेपुटेशन एंड इट्स क्रेडिट वर्दीनेस. तो क्योंकि इनका रिस्क हाई होता है इसलिए इनका जो रिटर्न है वो भी हाई होता है इन कंपैरिजन टू योर बॉन्ड होल्डर्स. तो अब हम बात करते हैं डेरिवेटिव्स की. सी डेरिवेटिव इज़ अ फिनेंशियल एग्रीमेंट टू बाय और सेल समथिंग इन द फ्यूचर एट अ प्री डिटरमाइंड प्राइस. The value of the derivative is derived from the underlying asset like your stock or commodity. Now इसमें ना hedging is very common. So for example, there is a rice farmer and a buyer and they agree on a price of rupees 100 per kg for a future transaction regardless of the market price that prevails at that time. तो इससे क्या होगा ना कि it protects both of them from the price swings. This is a classic example of hedging. Hedging is basically managing the risk. But derivatives can also be used for your speculation or betting. What you can do is you can bet for large profit or large losses with a very small amount of money. So this is why they are very high risk and can often lead to major losses. Anyways, we have two main types of derivatives. First is your forwards and another one is your future. See, forwards are basically custom made. So they are the agreements between the two parties and are not standardized. But the futures are basically standardized derivatives that can be traded on the exchanges like your NSE or BSE. तो लगे हाथ अब हम ऑप्शंस की भी बात कर लेते हैं. तो ऑप्शन इज़ अ यूनिक टाइप ऑफ डेरिवेटिव. वन पार्टी हैज़ द ऑप्शन टू कंप्लीट द ट्रांजैक्शन बट द अदर पार्टी हैज़ एन ऑब्लिगेशन टू डू दैट ट्रांजैक्शन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप एक दुकानदार को एडवांस देते हो कि वो आपके लिए एक पर्टिकुलर ड्रेस को एक दिन के लिए रोक के रखे, मतलब किसी और को ना बेचे, एंड आप उन्हें बोलते हो कि मैं इसको कल खरीदूंगी. सो वॉट यू डू इज़ यू एक्चुअली पे हिम इन एडवांस टू होल्ड द ड्रेस फॉर वन डे. तो जो भी उस ड्रेस का प्राइस है उसके ओवर एंड अबव आप उसको 100 रुपये या 200 रुपये ऐसे एक्स्ट्रा पे करते हो टू होल्ड दैट ड्रेस फॉर यू फॉर वन डे, क्योंकि आपको नहीं पता आप उस ड्रेस को खरीदोगे भी या नहीं. सो यू हैव एन ऑप्शन टू ईदर बाय इट और नॉट, बट द शॉपकीपर हैज़ एन ऑब्लिगेशन टू होल्ड द ड्रेस फॉर यू. Why? Because he is getting compensated for that obligation. Simple. So I think I need to take a pause over here. Otherwise video काफ़ी लंबी हो जाएगी and you might also lose interest. So what we can do is we can cover the remaining topics in the next video. And तब तक what you can do is to get a good hold on the concepts and revise. And if you're new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends and hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Take care. See you. Bye bye.